Hey everyone, John here, and welcome to this video all about my 9 most appreciated HomeKit devices of 2022. You'll see plenty of the best type videos, and I personally believe best is very subjective, so I wanted to share with you my most appreciated devices I've used this year in my smart home. Just to be clear, some of the devices may not have launched in 2022, so you'll see some new devices from this year and older devices that have previously come out and I've been using since then. All of the products featured in this video, there's links in the description below of where you can buy them from. Some of them are affiliate links which help this channel out at no extra cost to you, and I want to be fully transparent about that. So if you're just starting out or upgrading existing devices, hopefully my list has something for everyone to give their home an instant boost of their smarts. Ready to get started? Let's now jump in. First up is the Tedee Smart Lock. I've been using this HomeKit door lock from Tedee since the latter part of 2021, so it's one of those devices that I've had in my home for quite a long time, and it does the job well. In contrast to the competition, the door lock is smaller and, in my opinion, a lot quieter. The Tedee lock is a retrofit device, which means you do not need to replace the entire lock you have in most cases. You only install the lock itself on the inside, similar to the Argos lock, and the door will look exactly the same on the outside. As I've said, in most cases, you only need to retrofit this device, but in my case, I did need to replace the lock cylinder, which you also can buy from Tedee as well. The lock uses Bluetooth to connect to your smart home, and during my experience with it, it's not lost a connection, and this is one of those devices that I think has been rock solid. The lock works with its own app, along with the Home app, and you can use it in automations and scenes. I've set up the lock to work with automation, so when I come home, it will unlock, and when I leave, it will lock automatically. This is one of those devices I call set up and forget. It just works. I installed it in about 20 minutes, set up the automations, and it just does it without any further intervention from me. Now I can unlock the door remotely if, for instance, someone needs to gain access, like the dog walker or anybody else that might happen to turn up when I'm not in and I want to give them access. But in the main, this is a simple lock that works really well, and I've had no issues with it. Next up is the Eve Outdoor Cam. The Eve Outdoor Cam supports 1080p at 24 frames per second and has 157 field of view. It also has infrared night vision to help it see in the dark, and the camera is designed to be mounted on a wall outside at around 2.5 meters. This height, Eve said, is optimal for it to be used with its infrared motion detection, which can work up to 9 meters. Eve has also included a built-in floodlight with a strong light boost mode. Because this is an outdoor camera, it's IP55 certified. An IP55 rated product is protected against dust ingress and also water that can be harmful for normal operational use. But just to be clear, this is not fully dust tight. Like all Eve devices, and one of the things I really like from this brand is the outdoor camera is built from the ground up to keep your data secure. Access to the footage, no matter if the connection is local or remote, is always direct and fully encrypted via the Home Hub. Recordings are stored securely and fully encrypted in your iCloud account, so if you trust Apple with your data, then you're pretty much good to go. With an iCloud Plus account, users get 10 days of video history and the option of alerts for people, vehicles, pets, and packages. As a HomeKit camera, the Eve can be accessed through the Home app as well as Eve's own app. I've been using this camera since the early part of 2022, and in my view, it's been rock solid. Knowing that I have all my video captured and backup to iCloud is great, and I personally trust Apple with my data, so I'm confident that nothing has been shared. The video quality is good enough for what I need for both day and night. Plus, I do really like the floodlight that is activated by motion and handy when I'm taking things out of the boot of my car, as it's mounted to the front of my garage. Next up is a product from Nanoleaf, the Nanoleaf Shapes. Nanoleaf Shapes are a line of smart LED panels that can be arranged and connected to create customized interactive light displays. The light panels are lightweight and can be easily mounted to walls or other surfaces using the supplied adhesive strips. They are controllable using the Nanoleaf app, which allows you to choose from a variety of colors and lighting effects. The light panels connect via Wi-Fi and connect to HomeKit so they can be controlled in the Home app. The thing I like about them is the ability to create scenes right in the Nanoleaf app, and then these are available within the Apple Home app, which means you can pretty much control everything within HomeKit. I have several Nanoleaf light arrangements in my home, both in my office and living room. I also have the Nanoleaf Elements, which is a wood design version of the Shapes, but these do not support RGB color. While this is a lighting product and you would normally interact more often, I've connected them to my Philips Hue dimmers and programmed them to come on to a set scene. This again is another product I have set and forget. It just works and everything is pretty much good. Now, before we continue with the video, if you're liking this content, don't forget to check out the rest of the channel. We've got other HomeKit news, reviews, and tutorials that give you a good understanding of how a HomeKit works and some of the devices you might want to look into further. So if you're liking what you see, then it'd be greatly appreciated if you hit the subscribe button and also the bell button. You also can follow us on our social media channels at Follow HomeKit on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Next up is the Apple TV 4K. The Apple TV 4K is quickly becoming a must-have entertainment device for any connected Apple smart home. Along with the typical streaming apps and added content via Apple TV Plus, it can also act as a HomeKit hub to be the center of your smart home. I'm using the Apple TV 4K 2021 edition, which features a Thread radio, which means it can act as a Thread border router. This means I can connect devices like the Eve Motion over Thread, which gives me faster response times and better coverage, in my opinion, over say a Bluetooth device. I have 3 Apple TVs in my home, and they're all used daily to stream content from several services I've installed on the device. I also like the fact I can use a Siri remote or the built-in remote on my iPhone to control content. Another feature I love is the ability to get notifications on my screen when a HomeKit camera is triggered or a doorbell, and the ability to view that live feed. Now, it would be good if you could interact if the camera had audio to maybe speak to the person that's at the door or that's been activated the camera, but maybe that'll come later down the line. The Apple TV 4K is not the cheapest streaming device on the market, but in my view, it's the most polished, and its integration with HomeKit and Thread border router features make it a no-brainer in my HomeKit setup. Next up is the Eve Motion Blinds. The Eve Motion Blinds are HomeKit compatible and connect over Thread and Bluetooth. Plus, they'll be Matter ready when the time comes. The Eve Motion Blinds ship as roller blinds, with other styles, according to Eve, coming soon. A rechargeable USB-C battery-powered motor powers Eve Motion Blinds, and users have the option of manual control with a pull cord. As Eve Motion Blinds work through HomeKit, they don't require a separate bridge or gateway. However, they need a home hub, such as the HomePod Mini or Apple TV, if you want to take advantage of that Thread connection. The Motion Blinds are not the cheapest. There is lots of other cheaper options on the market. I have got the IKEA ones in my home, but in my view, these are a better quality, and they've also been rock solid. The connection to my smart home has been solid and worked well when controlled via Siri and automations. In the main, the automations I've put in place take care of the motion blinds. I have them open in the morning and close in the evening. So the only time I have to operate them is if I want to close them during the day, if I'm having a Netflix binge day. These are another product that work in my home that I pretty much don't really think about and just add a lot of value. Next up is the Aqara G2H Pro. The Aqara G2H features a 1080p camera with night vision and 146 field of view. The Pro supports a SD card up to 512 gigabytes, which can be installed in the camera for storage of your footage locally, which is really important to me. It can act as a Zigbee 3.0 Aqara hub, and it also supports 128 child devices, and connection to your smart home is via Wi-Fi. The G2H Pro supports HomeKit and HomeKit Secure Video, which means it supports secure end-to-end encryption and iCloud storage, which, if you have the right plan, it includes 10-day recording history, custom activity zones, and detection of people, pets, cars, or package detection, along with person detection if they're stored within your iCloud library. All of this is possible if you're using a HomeKit hub and the relevant iCloud account, as I've already mentioned. Additionally, the G2H Pro supports two-way audio via the Apple Home app and the Aqara app. I've been using the G2 Pro in my Smarthome for about 10 months. I use it to keep track of my dog, and that's all it's used for when I'm away and I want to check in on the dog if I've been out for some time to make sure everything's okay. And I also connect a number of Aqara child devices via the built-in Zigbee hub. So I have a couple of motion sensors and door contact sensors that are connected, and these are relatively cheap and a good addition to my Smarthome. When using the camera, I found the picture quality to be good enough for what I need it for, and I'm able to quickly connect it when I'm out remotely. One of the things I've really noticed is how quick it is to respond when I'm local as well. The camera is almost instant, which is one of the things I've not experienced with other brands. The next product, which adds a lot of value to my home, is the Eero 6 Pro. The Eero 6 Pro is a Wi-Fi router developed by Eero, which is an Amazon company that specializes in mesh networking. Eero 6 Pro is designed to provide fast, reliable Wi-Fi coverage to a home with lots of devices, particularly those with lots of streaming devices. One of the key features I enjoy, it supports Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 delivers fast speeds, greater capacity, and better performance in crowded environments compared to previous generations of Wi-Fi. The 6 Pro can be set up and managed through the Eero app, which is available for iOS and Android devices. The router can be used on its own or as part of a mesh network, which allows multiple routers to work together to provide even more coverage and capacity. Now, I have 3 of these in my home, and my Wi-Fi connection is rock solid with over 50 devices connected in my home. I personally believe that a solid Wi-Fi network at a minimum of a Wi-Fi 6 is key to any stable smart home. Since I upgraded to Wi-Fi 6, I've had no issues with no response, and Wi-Fi devices not responding are almost eliminated. And this, I personally think, is down to my Wi-Fi network. At times, my home network can have 3 media devices streaming and Xbox playing, and we never experience any buffering or issues with network connection. In my opinion, if you're having problems with your Wi-Fi connections, then a Wi-Fi 6 device is the way to go. It's also got built-in HomeKit Secure Router, which means basically you can lock down HomeKit devices so they don't talk to the outside world or give them certain rules. Now, I've done a full video about this that's coming above now, where you can check out this feature if you want to understand more about HomeKit Secure Router and how you can secure your HomeKit network. Next up is the AirVera air purifier. This air purifier is designed, and the company claims, to provide clean and healthy air for your home. The device utilizes 3 distinct stages of filtrations that remove 99.9% of airborne particles, making it one of the most efficient, in the company's claim, air purifiers available on the market. It's designed to get rid of things like bacteria, mold, smoke, dust mites, pet dander, and other common allergens. In addition to its high level of performance, the air purifier is extremely user-friendly based on my experience of using it. Its controls are simple to understand and operate, and while its bright LED display panels allows users to easily view the filter status and other important information at a glance, the device also features an auto mode setting that automatically adjusts the fan speed based on current conditions in your home or office, so no need for manual adjustments. Moreover, this air purifier offers quiet operations with noise levels as low as 20 decibels for a peaceful operation during the day and night. In the main, it's just done its thing, and using the air sensor built in, when I set it to auto mode, it adjusts the speed level of the fan needed to get the job done. This again is one of those devices that just work, so it's a set and forget device, and I've noticed it only kick in when the air quality decreased, and this was also backed up by another air sensor in the room, correlated, and as soon as it dropped, then the fan slowed down. Last up is the HomePod Mini, and this list would not be complete without the inclusion of this device. This device first launched in November 2020, and I now have 5 of them in my home. Like the Apple TV 4K, the HomePod Mini can act as a thread border router, and because I have 5 in my home, I'm pretty much covered with devices if any of them go down. I often use the Mini to play music or podcasts while I'm working in my office, and can also sync up all the music and podcasts if I'm doing housework, so when I'm walking around, everything is synced. I also use Siri via the HomePod to locate my phone if I can't find it, and this is something I found very useful. As I've already mentioned, I have several Apple TVs in my home, and one of them, in the bedroom, I have two paired of the Minis as a stereo pair for audio playback of content being streamed. I found the audio experience is good for such a small speaker, especially when watching a movie that is immersive and I want to get near enough the full cinema experience. The HomePod Mini is available in several different colors, and I've got various different colors in my home, so you can always find one that matches the color decoration of your house. So guys, that's a wrap on this video, and hopefully you found it useful and you've got an understanding of the devices that I appreciate in my home in 2022. Now, this is from a list of several hundred that I use, so it is pretty hard to choose, but at the end of the day, these are mine top at the moment. Now, don't forget to leave a comment with your most appreciated devices of 2022 to give other users ideas. If you've liked this video, then give it a quick thumbs up, as that's greatly appreciated. And if you're not a subscriber and you've liked the content you see, then it would be appreciated if you subscribe to become part of this HomeKit community. And finally, if you want to check us out on our social media channels, you can check us out at Follow HomeKit. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you soon.